Right, I believe this is update number 2. It's been quite a long time. I believe 5 months to be exact. So, I took a liberty to write down on 2 sheets of paper all of the things that I'd like to talk about, sort of address, and give you a more clear picture of what was going on. Right, well, without any further ado, let's begin. So, where have I been all this time? Well, what most of you don't know is take part in the medical university to become a medical doctor, and sometimes you have these sort of, phases or periods in time where you just get burnt out from all the work. And when that happens, you lose the inspiration, you lack the motivation to sort of do these other things you'd like to do, as side projects. When that happens, I tend to, sort of go away from everything, take a vacation, which I did obviously with a couple of my friends, a long one to be exact, and I've actually hoped that at some point, I'd actually come back, and I believe I may have found the key word in all of that is, balance. You need to find some sort of basically schedule where you'd be able to put everything, in your daily routine. So let's hope it works out. If not, I'll find something else again, I guess. Right, so that's for number 1, I'd say. Right. And the second thing I'd like to talk about is something I've mentioned in my previous video, or the update video, all the songs I'd like to, redo, things I've already posted previously on the channel. And I will stick to that plan actually, because back in March of 2021, I've actually started this whole concept, this idea of recreating, stuff I did before, after I learned, the core basics of, a bit of video editing, etc. and whatnot. The song I've particularly taken is a song I usually use to test out the capabilities of the software, the other stuff that I use, which is a song from Bon Jovi's Crush album back in the early 2000s. It's a pretty popular pop rock song. So. Now, I will be uploading a new version of that, even though I've uploaded, I believe, around 2 or 3 versions of this song previously, which I've taken down because they weren't that good actually. So I hope this one's a lot better. Maybe it's a bit too aggressive, but you'd be the judge of that. Just going to leave it there for now. Right, that would be for number 2. Now the third thing that I'd like to talk about is something that I'm actually proud of, and that's the fact that I got myself one of these. What this is basically a Evo 4 Studio set sound card. And if you remember in my previous video, I've basically mentioned that the audio quality wasn't that great in general. Some of the money I should have spent on tuning the piano, but instead I decided to go for a sound card. And I believe that I've done the right choice here. This thing basically lets me record both vocal and the instrument at the same time, so that's pretty good. And I use Audacity of FL, to add sort of effects, etc. whatnot, so that's pretty good. But now the piano idea where I should get it properly tuned is kind of delayed a bit. Now I've withdrawn that whole concept, at least for now, till we get that sorted out. I tried using the card I bought back in May 2021. I was experimenting, creating a couple of different tracks to see what not fits and how I think it could be going in the distant future. I am going to say distant, because there's a couple of things I need to sort out with my university still, or whatnot. Right, that would be for number 3. Now, for number 4. So you remember that I've done a collaboration project with one of my friends, Nazca, a guy, beatboxer who lives in basically, I already mentioned in France. He took this thing a bit more seriously with beatboxing. He does these workshops. He's a pretty humble and a nice guy. And after the video that we've created, we sort of went different paths. I like rock music. He likes doing lo-fi, which is something completely different. So what I do is I make a couple of samples. I send him these samples with drum loops, etc., whatnot, and then he, checks out what he thinks about them. When we find a song, sort of a middle ground between the two, something that can work both for me and him, we are going to definitely do a couple of more, collaboration projects or whatnot. There might be a few other people involved. I have a friend who's also a guitar player and a bassist, so he might be joining us too, which is something that I actually need in this case, and I'll explain you why for the last thing that I've left, and that's the video that you see on the screen over here. So that's the video that I've been working on, the It's My Life's cover. So with this, I still use those AI backtracks, and unfortunately, and I don't have a bass, I don't have a drum kit set, I don't have a talkbox pedal. These 3 things are, a key to get that specific melody going on with a song. And because of that, some of the AI backtrackings I need to use to get that full, rich sound. I guess, for this one, it is what it is, There's a bit of another one with the act. You will notice it sometimes I get too much into the character. I overdo it. And I, like I said before, I hope it's not too aggressive. It's not meant to be like that. It's just that I got too much into it, with the passion and everything, that it just created something completely different. But like I said, you be the judge of that. And I think that's going to be for the update number 2. If there is something else I'd like to sort of talk about and address, I'll create another video for that. But I think this is it for now. And please don't take this the wrong way. I know there's a microphone over there, and I know I should have recorded the audio with the sound card, which I'm talking right now, but I honestly believe that these update videos, they do not matter when it comes to sound quality that much. Yeah, as it comes for the other channel, even though this music channel has nothing to do with the other one, sometimes I like connecting them together so that the other 2 screens are related to another channel I work on, which is related to game reviews, editor, tutorial, etc. whatnot. Didn't have time for that either. Hopefully I do have at some point, and I'll be seeing you in some future. I'm not going to say soon or distant. Because I can't give you an exact time schedule. Yeah, I think that's going to be for this one. All right.